an Armageddon flame. The shame, the ones who died without a name. Yeah, the dogs howling out of key to a hymn called faith and misery, and bleed the company lost the war again. I beg to dream and differ from the hollow rise. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives on holiday. If the drop running out of time, another protester has crossed the line to find the money's on the other side. Can I get another amen? There's a flag wrapped around a score of men. A gag, a plastic bag on a monument. I beg to dream and differ from the hollow rise. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives on holiday. Hey.
The representative from California has the floor.
Seek out to the president, gas man. Pumped away is your punishment. Pulverize the Eiffel Towers. Criticize your government. Bang, bang goes a broken glass and kill all the facts that don't agree. Triumph by fire, set it fire. It's not a way that's meant for me. Just cause, because we're all lost.
I beg to dream and differ from the hollow rise. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives. I beg to dream and differ from the hollow rise. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives. This is our lives on holiday.
Not gonna lie, I was legit having my own thing of like karaoke going on listening to this song. That is such a throwback. Especially to like, being a teenager hearing that for the first time, because that song was written during the Bush administration, if that gives anyone any context. Alright. Oh, I do have my mic on. That's good, or I'd be talking to myself. Alright, let's bring Zombie up here.
And it is still
Freaking
very relevant.
Honestly, like even the songs I played last week, I played Mob Goes Wild by Clutch, right? Also written during the Bush administration, and there's a lot of jabs towards the Bush administration in that song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hell, they made fun of Condoleezza Rice, too, like... But it's just like, damn, a lot of songs that we grew up with are coming back with a vengeance. But yeah, goodness. So yeah, the world is descending more into chaos. Unfortunately, someone else was shot like a dog in the street in Minnesota again. So for those who've been underneath a rock or have just not been on social media, ICU VA nurse, for those who don't know, VA means Veteran Affairs in this instant, was murdered by ICE, essentially. He was shot I think 10 times total. All because he was trying to prevent them from like harassing a woman that was taping them with her phone. But a 37-year-old ICU VA nurse who was very well loved by his coworkers from what I've seen. But yeah, it's another unnecessary death, and it's really got the Trump administration like freaking the fuck out, which has been very interesting to watch. To see them kind of, scatter like cockroaches after all this.
Sorry, I had to get. So,
because now
the person was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I know there was that one guy.
His name was Keith Porter. I looked up his name after the other night, but yeah, he died on New Year's Eve because of ice.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, there have been. Well, there have been more. Not straight up, like gunned in the street murders, but still, deaths associated with that. Yeah. There have been other deaths associated with ICE over the past year, I would say.
Yeah. Like in the detention centers, which, by the way, one of the detention centers in Texas held their own protest within the facility. All the detainees went out and started chanting, "Let us out." And it was inspired by the general strike that happened in Minnesota.
Oh, nice.
Which reminds me, everybody. I think Christine posted a link to it below in the description. But Indivisible is hosting a general strike on January 30th. No school, no work, and no shopping. A complete shutdown of everything, of commerce. And as far as I'm aware, it's just one day. But if you guys want to attend, Christine just posted in the chat the link. You can,
and it's also on the screen for right now, but it is going to be pinned in the the chat.
And if you can, if you can participate in the strike, hell, even if you feel like you can't, but you want to stand for something, then participate.
Mm-hmm.
It's on January 30th. I believe it starts at 12 a.m.
So like right as midnight hits, at least for each individual,
Yeah, for like the morning or night shifts.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we make a show of force.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 350 million of us in the United States, everybody. And only 73 million voted for Trump.
Right. Make the math make sense. Like
that is barely a drop in the bucket of the entire American population. Can you imagine if even a quarter of 350 million folks turned out on the streets?
Right. And also economically, if you got even half of those folks to participate, it would be such a blow to the economy it would be very noticeable.
It would send a statement for sure. But
hi, Joe.
Participate if you can. There's also local things you can do. And so I just wanted to put that out there that there's a strike. Indivisible is hosting a strike. I also suggest you become a member of Indivisible and donate if you can. As I heard somebody say, Starbucks is still in business. Some of y'all have extra money to give away.
Right.
So I encourage you donate to Indivisible. They do great work. And I also encourage that you participate in the general strike and the online event that they're going to do during said strike. Because all of this, everything that's happening right now, the reason that those detainees felt like they had the power to speak out, even though directly afterwards ICE did a full blackout on that facility, was because of what they saw in Minneapolis. What they saw gave them hope. What they saw inspired them. And we need to keep doing that for them. Of course, I'm sure that every detention center is now going to have the media turned off.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's like, you make a difference when you participate in this stuff. And it reaches folks you don't even know it reaches. Like, for me, at least, I thought the detention centers were completely isolated from the world, that they didn't have TV, radio, nothing. But they saw what was happening in Minneapolis, and it gave them hope. It gave them inspiration. And so they came out and started chanting, "Let us out," in the courtyards of the detention center. And there's actually drone footage of that, and some of them are holding up signs as well. And I mean, looking inside that facility, it looks a lot like a Japanese internment camp, not gonna lie.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they had some of the worst camps. I mean,
yeah. I mean, this is what frustrates me so much. Folks are like, this is un-American. This is not the America we know. And I'm like, yes, it is. I want to make something clear. Everything that is happening right now has precedent in the United States.
mm-hmm.
Nothing Trump is doing is original. Everything he is doing has been done before by another president. Bush is a great example. Take a look at the Iraq War. And FDR, often considered one of the greatest presidents of all time, one of the big black marks on his record was the Japanese internment camps. Everything Trump is doing has been done before by another president. The only difference is that he's doing it all at once.
Yeah, that's why I made the episode name "Speed Running into Fascism," because it feels like we're playing a video game based in World War II and we're trying to speed run through it.
Yeah, which is a mistake on his part, but nobody tell him that.
Yeah, right. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy. You're doing great.
You're doing great. You're doing great, honey.
Oh, bless your heart, sweetheart. You know.
But yeah, nothing he's doing is original. A lot of the state-sanctioned violence you're seeing right now has been done before as well, against the labor movement, against the suffragist movement, which women's rights are something they are really, really after. They're trying to
fucking terrified of us, man.
They're currently looking for ways to take away our right to vote and to take away our right to divorce. And I saw somebody the other day, and she made a very good point about how the way that the fascists currently in power are trying to keep their base is the promise of women. The promise basically of indentured servants. They're trying to repeal the rights of women to keep their base so they can promise their base women. And honestly, I agree. I do think that's pretty much the last card they have to play. We'll give you sex.
Ugh. I'm just here like, I've seen some of these guys. Ugh.
But yeah, a lot of the labor movement is probably the most famous, or the. Hi, Kay.
So, welcome to the shit show.
But I'm sick right now, so I got sick brain, so I'm slow.
The zombie has not been feeling well. That's the only reason, really, why we did the the show a little bit earlier because until further notice, the show's going to be on around like 8:30 every Wednesday Eastern Standard Time because Zombie has therapy appointments around the time that we normally go on. So yeah, Zombie's therapy appointment got canceled because isn't your therapist also sick?
Both of us have the stomach flu. It's crazy.
So it's just like, all right, so in the American Southwest, the zombie virus is about to start. Okay.
Seriously, like, I mean, I was sickest like 3 days ago, but I've still yet to recover. I'm still going through it. And so it's like I'm going to be rather slow today and rambling, and possibly incoherent at times.
Yeah, that's what sick brain does to you. That
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I got COVID for the first time in 2021, I had an SPCA kind of like Zoom call that I had to be on. So I kept my camera off. I actually had the app on my phone, so I could just lay in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I only got on there once to actually speak, and my voice was pretty much gone. Like I sounded like someone's 90-year-old grandfather. It was bad. And I warned everybody. I was like, hey, I'm not going to be talking really at all, but unless I really have something important to say. Either way, I'm going to be listening in. Just I'm here. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of the girls going like, "What are you doing here? You should be in bed." I'm like, "I am in bed. I'm listening to y'all." It's like I'm trying to be here. It's like I might fall asleep during this, but
Right.
But yeah, a sick brain, yeah, it can make you act like you're being stupid when you're not. It's just sick
Yeah,
brain.
I just got sick brain. But the labor movement is the most. Well, the labor movement and the civil rights movement are both the two most prominent examples of state violence against civil rights movements, such as the labor movement and the African civil rights movement, or African American, and that's I don't know what's up with these folks who are like, oh, pussy hats, oh, like bracelets, we're resisting kind of thing. And I was like, no, I don't think you guys understand. And I'm not saying this to scare anybody. I'm just trying to be realistic because I want you guys to know what you might be getting yourselves into. And you might want to sort of spur you to look into how to keep yourself safe. The United States has a long and bloody history of trying to put down resistance movements. There's been multiple massacres during the labor movement, particularly in West Virginia and Illinois. The brutalization of African Americans was very well broadcast during the civil rights movement by the police. And so you're actively putting yourself in harm's way if you are choosing to go out and speak out and stand in front and be on the front lines of the resistance. You want to figure out how to keep yourself safe before you just go out there and think that it's going to be all fun and games, and then you get part of your hand blasted off by an impact shot.
It's all fun and games until you feel the metal of a gun barrel on your temple. You're like, oh, hey there.
And so you're gonna get injured. There's definitely a possibility that you're gonna get injured, or at least tear gassed. And there have been deaths. So if you want to join this kind of thing, make sure you know how to protect yourself. And that you just mentally, and that you're able to mentally prepare for what you're about to undertake. You don't want to be caught off guard by this kind of thing. There is this wonderful channel that I recently discovered of a former Black Panther who does video talks about methods of resistance. And I think it's called A Former Black Panther Speaks is his YouTube channel, and I highly suggest anyone watching, if you want to like get involved, go and watch his videos. He has great content. And is one of the few what I call resistance elders left. Because a lot of them have been actively killed, like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. There was a trans woman, I forget her name. She was in New York. She was killed. And
Are you talking about Marsha Johnson? Marsha P. Johnson? Yeah, a Black trans woman, I believe, from New York. Who?
No, not her. It was a white trans woman, but she was homeless.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking the wrong person then.
A huge activist, and she was killed. Sometimes the government passively kills. The government ended up passively killing our resistance elders by letting the AIDS epidemic run rampant. Because it, quote unquote, only happened to the gays. And a lot of the LGBT resistance elders died. Or a lot of resistance elders are exiled. I believe it was last year. One of them passed away in Cuba. She lived in exile. And she was a civil rights leader.
Oh, yeah. She recently passed away.
Yes. And so, like, a lot of our resistance elders have been, for all intents and purposes, either silenced or culled. And so any that are left, we really need to listen to them because they were there first.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the thing when it comes to, well, any government really at this point.
Keep talking while I feed my cat.
Ah. Jojo. Oh my goodness, we get the kitty ASMR as a little palate cleanser. Meow. Gotta love random cat meows. Gosh, I was watching a stream earlier, and it was two dudes just talking about random weird folks on the internet. And one of the guys, his fucking smoke alarm, the batteries were partially dead because it kept doing the chirping. And everybody's like, "What is that noise?" Like in the chat. And the guy's like, "Oh shit, it's my smoke detector. I just changed these batteries." And everybody's just like, "New co-host, the smoke alarm." And I end up putting it in that chat. It's like, "Oh, the smoke detector's a paid actor."
Okay, I'm back. But anyway,
but yeah, that's been a thing for a lot of countries. Is that if there's any sort of freedom fighter or resistance fighter, they either get rid of them very publicly or very quietly. The same thing happened in the Easter Rising in Ireland during the Irish Civil War of Independence. A lot of World War I veterans from England essentially became militia type police and were sent over to Ireland to try to quell the unrest,
Mm-hmm.
and they ended up rounding up 16 of some of the OG IRA members and killed them all in a firing squad.
Yep.
And thankfully, the Irish won that, War of Independence. They didn't let something like that deter them, and even to this day, they're pretty much the fuck around find out country. I swear.
They are.
Because even like back in the 70s, when they technically had independence from England, there was some shenanigans going on in Northern Ireland, which was still is underneath England's control. The 6 counties that belongs to Ireland.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they even had a fucking uprising in the 70s to where the IRA started, rigging car bombs, and like it was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was casualties on both sides, and even the IRA came out and said, "Hey, we're sorry for spilling the blood of our own. We don't mean for those deaths whatsoever."
Yeah.
But yeah, any type of resistance is usually met with a bullet, or you just disappear.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be met with state violence, is all I will say. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're not 100% guaranteed to die if you go out there.
Yeah. You're not going to leave your house and there's going to be a gun drawn at you. That's not going to happen.
No, yeah, it's just like the only thing that can be promised is you're going to encounter state violence. They're going to try and intimidate you. They're going to use non-lethal weaponry. And as we saw with Alex Preddy and Renee Good, lethal weaponry at times. And so you don't be I'm actually going to use a quote from Ryan Hall. Don't be scared, be prepared.
Actually, hold on. Let me correct the statement I made earlier. I actually said firing squad. They did do that to a lot of IRA members, but for the 16 that I'm talking about, they were hanged.
Oh, yeah.
Not much better, but still. I just wanted to change that for continuity reasons. But yeah, continue.
Good to acknowledge when you got facts wrong. But don't be scared, be prepared. And I feel like there's a lot of channels you can follow, even on just YouTube. But one I highly recommend is a former Black Panther Speaks. He does these amazing videos on relaying his lived knowledge of how to lead a successful movement. And so I highly recommend visiting his channel and giving him a subscribe and watching his videos if you want to get involved.
Like swallowed my own spit wrong.
Heck.
Which actually, that does remind me. Me and Zombie have talked about this off stream. But if possible, if you have the extra money, it varies from state to state. Excuse me. Try to get certified in first aid, CPR, and AED if possible. And if it's offered to you, pediatric of the same. Because if you have both underneath your belt and you're out there and something happens, you could help someone who may have been, shot in the leg, or like that one lady you mentioned who had her hand pretty much blown to hell.
A woman who had part of her hand blown off by a concussion shot, basically.
And to have those skills and be able to help out those folks, or even yourself if you get hurt before fire and EMS could arrive, could definitely help. It'll help you, and it'll help the person that you're trying to help, because you could those moments of triage that you do could literally save a person's life.
Yes, I highly recommend that as well. I highly recommend getting first aid certified at least. So that way you can, folks are going to get hurt. no matter what. And even if that person is not you, you can still help others if you're trained in first aid. So yeah, I concur with Christine.
And also, you don't have to be a first responder or a teacher or anyone who works, let's say with children, because that's the reason how I got my certifications, because I work with children. Hence why I also have the pediatric versions of CPR and first aid and AED. Funny enough, although I never hope I have to put a defibrillator on a kid, though that would suck. But back to the whole thing. Oh yeah, for those who don't know, AED is essentially the acronym for a defibrillator.
Yeah, they taught us how to use one of those at SAFE. I've semi-forgotten how, but I'm sure if I see one, it'll jog my memory.
You'll figure it out. It's like, okay, stick this here and that there. All right, we're pressing the button. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But it definitely will help, especially with ICE definitely not giving a shit who they're throwing like tear gas at, because they've gassed a fucking car full of folks, and including a 6-month-old. And the 6-month-old actually stopped breathing at one point, and thankfully was resuscitated because someone was there who knew how to do pediatric CPR. Because if you don't know, especially if you don't know how to do pediatric CPR, you could actually kill the child you're trying to save. Like, I actually literally showed Zombie like what exactly to do. It's like, yeah, if you do it this way, you're going to blow out that poor child's lungs. Like, wait, what?
Yes, I mean, at least remember this. Adult lung capacity, much greater than 6-month-old lung capacity.
Right. Because that's literally, I got my training from a paramedic who did these classes at the time on the side as well. And yeah, he did not sugarcoat. He's like, yeah, if you blow above a certain strength while doing, infant CPR, yeah, you're gonna blow out those babies' lungs, and they'll die instantly. And I'm like, what? Imagine me, like 20-something-year-old with the dummy, and I'm just like, huh, you expect me to be able to do this now with that knowledge? But then he go on to say, it's like, yeah, if you're doing chest compressions on an adult, if you feel like the ribs are cracking, don't stop, keep going, because at least if the person survives, the worst thing they have to worry about is cracked ribs. I'm like,
yeah,
you got a point. And that's true, though.
It is. But yeah, if you can get trained in first aid, you can help the protesters that get hurt. So I completely agree with Christine to do that. If another thing you can do to get involved.
Yeah, but also be sure to say, and anyone who takes the classes or has already taken them already knows what I'm about to say. But like, if you are put in one of these situations where the person has conscience and they need help, like I'm going to use the lady with the hand as an example, so that you're protected underneath the Samaritan law. You go up to the person and say, "Hi, my name is such and such. I'm trained in A, B, and C. Would you like me to help you, or do you need my help?" And if the person says yes, you could help them out until EMS, fire department gets there. But if they're conscious and they blatantly refuse, you have to back off, because if you help that person without their explicit consent, unless they are out cold, like they cannot respond, then they could sue you if something bad happens because of that. Like, again, I'm going to use the lady as an example. Like, let's say she ends up losing her entire hand because of something I've done. Then, yes, she has grounds to sue me because I didn't follow what I needed to do and ask her if she needed help. So there are a little bit of illegal things behind it, but I think in these circumstances, that's probably not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had anyone refuse medical help from me before, so...
However, Greg Bavino is out, Mr. SS officer himself.
Oh, poor thing's not going to get his allotted woman.
Unfortunately, orders are a thing. Right.
It's like we have this this creepy little short fuck cosplaying as Heimlich Himmler, and then we have Tom Homan.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's just thinking about Bavino in that fucking trench coat, and I'm just like, it gives me the ick.
And he had the Nazi haircut too. That's the thing.
Which doesn't fucking help.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if it walks like a goose, if it honks like a goose, if it steps like a goose, it might be a goose stepper.
Mm-hmm.
But he's being demoted back to California, which, go back to California. We don't...
And possibly forced into retirement. And Borders are, the fuck his name is going into Minnesota.
Which I think is actually worse, but...
I think it's worse too. However, Kristi Noem, Trump has said that Kristi Noem, head of
Homeland Security.
Homeland Security. Trump has said he's not firing her, but honestly, I think she still might be fired because there are impeachment motions right now to impeach Kristi Noem. She had a 2-hour meeting with Trump. And she's giving his administration a lot of bad press.
Yep.
Apparently, she's trying to ignite a feud between her and Trump's personal Rima Wormtongue, Stephen Miller. And somebody said something, and I actually agree with him. It's like, say what you want about Stephen Miller. He is extremely conniving and cunning, and so
he's good at manipulation. He's very good at that.
He's good at manipulation. He's extremely cunning and conniving, and so if you try and spark a conflict with him, you are going to lose. And so there is a chance, and another thing is Trump always needs a scapegoat. Right now, that's Greg Bavino. However, if that doesn't work, it's going to move up the line. And
Noem has already blamed Trump and Miller for what's been going on, and she literally said those exact famous words: "I was just following orders."
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's like wow,
and it just conjures the line of Magneto.
No one ever talks about extermination.
Men just following orders.
Oh,
Not anymore.
Why bad guy if what he's saying is right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing that's been going around social media a lot, especially TikTok, is his little monologue from X-Men 3 was talk about extermination. No one ever talks about it. They just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's right. Yep. It's like Magneto's a Holocaust survivor. He definitely knows what's up.
He does. Yeah.
Oh god, that same scene though. Even though X-Men 3 was pretty trash, there were still some iconic moments in that film.
Oh yeah, there can be iconic moments in bad films.
But like when that one chick asked for his ink to signify that he's this high-level mutant, and he shows off the tattoo, and he's like, a needle will never come towards my skin ever again.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if it's not Greg Bavino, it's going to move up the chain of command and eventually hit Kristi Noem. And so Kristi Noem might become the scapegoat. I
think it's honestly hysterical how now Trump and a bunch of other folks in the regime are saying, no, you can't bring guns to protests now. It's just like, oh, really?
Right.
Really? And especially Kash Patel, funny enough, was spouting that that you can't bring them to protests. And I'm just like, where was this energy with Kyle Rittenhouse? Because technically he's protected under the Second Amendment. Goddamn. Same with Freddie. Two totally different folks, but technically they were both protected underneath that amendment. So if you're saying what happened here was bad, you're ultimately saying that what Kyle Rittenhouse did was bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! Holding
it's
up.
just like it's like, and now MAGA has to choose between their racism or their guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet right now they're like that one scene in The Simpsons of ketchup versus catsup.
Yup.
Like racism, guns.
Mm-hmm.
Racism, guns.
Meanwhile, we're all waiting patiently. It's like, so what are you going to choose?
I know.
Because either way, it's going to get real interesting.
I know that some are already like groveling to, or already like agreeing with Trump, because of course they are. They're cultists.
Mm-hmm.
But some are like starting to crack, and Trump is doing something that mega churches do. He recently sent out emails to his followers demanding money or suffering retribution. He is threatening to deport his own base.
Which is wild to think.
If they don't donate.
Which I'm going to try to take the thing off the screen real quick.
Yeah, there it is. In case you can't see it, this is how it reads. I reached out last week about my Citizens Only survey. Your file says you're a top MAGA patriot, but my records to my survey still say response pending. Don't tell me you're an illegal alien. That cannot be true. This is your final moment to prove me wrong. Are you a proud American citizen, or does ICE need to come and track you down? Take the Citizens Only survey. The Citizens Only survey requires a donation.
So yeah, me and Zombie think that this is probably real. I don't know. I don't think she signed up for the emails. I was just thinking about my mom, because I don't think she ever signed up for the emails, because I was about to say, I was like, wait a minute, I could text her, see if she could forward me an email, because that would be irrefutable proof that this is a thing.
I did vet. So as far as I'm aware, 3 places have reported on this. And the one and the source I got this one from, I did vet it. It's the Huffington Post. And it relays mostly factual information, so it's safe to assume that this is true. We will, if it ends up not being true, we will address that in the next podcast.
Yeah, God damn it, mouth. We'll renege the statement. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, we were wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, especially because this is cultist tactics. This is a cult tactic. I see it used very often in mega churches.
Mm-hmm.
Mega churches often do stuff like this. Give us money or suffer retribution. Or go to hell or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I clocked this immediately.
Mm-hmm.
As something that mega churches do. And I keep being confirmed that MAGA is a cult, and this is another thing that proves it.
Mm-hmm.
If indeed it is true, which signs point to yes.
I mean, I've seen some emails, like actual like Trump emails, and this does look a lot like the format. It's like, damn, dude, you are that. Well, you're not desperate for money.
He's desperate for loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
This is very typical of what these types do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would like the money, but really he's trying to check their loyalty.
Right, for him the money's a good plus, but it's just like, let me see where their loyalty lies, you know?
Yeah. And the fact that this was sent out after the events of Minnesota is not an accident. So yeah, we have officially graduated to a full, I mean, we've been there for a while, but it's official now, in my opinion, that we are a full-blown cult. And unfortunately, cultists are very difficult to reason with. There's a reason you have to physically remove them and isolate them for any hope of them returning to normalcy. But it is wild. Like, it's just wild to see this all. Like, I study this stuff because it's a special interest of mine. But seeing it happen in real time at scale is just wild to experience.
Right. You're like, ooh, I didn't know I was going to do a scientific study in real life, but okay.
Right. I mean, it's frightening because I know, because I've studied cults. I know what they're capable of. I know how irrational and unreasonable cultists can be. And I also know how their messiah keeps them loyal to them. And it's very difficult to break that parasocial relationship that a cultist has with their leader. And so in that sense, it is frightening because we are dealing with a cult that is currently in power of the entire country. That cannot be easily reasoned with or rationalized. But on the other hand, it is like weird to just see all of this happening.
Right. But a slight little segue, a little bit of a palate cleanser. So another thing, probably folks have noticed this unless you lived under a rock, but the Walk for Peace has finally hit Virginia, so they're almost to Washington, D.C.
Hey.
So for those who don't know, the Walk for Peace is a group of monks from Texas, I want to say Fort Worth, have made the journey from Texas and are heading to Washington, D.C., just literally walking for peace. They're not protesting for anything. They're literally just walking for peace. And it started this whole movement where they've almost become like celebrities now. It's a little wild to see, but it's a little bit sad because you could tell they're very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So they've actually asked folks and I'm hoping this doesn't happen in my area, but they're asking folks not to like follow film them, like harass them. Just that, pay respects, if you want to give them food, water, or they have a dog with them too. If you want to give the dog food, they'll gladly accept, of course. But it's like, don't really harass them. That's all they ask.
Yeah. Are they Taoist monks or Catholic monks or what?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Well, let's look.
But yeah, they officially hit Virginia. They should be getting to my area within maybe the next week or so. I don't know. I don't know how long it take a walk.
They are,
yeah, because they're trying to get to my area by, I want to say, February 11th.
They look like Shaolin monks.
Like those poor men have been through hell because they've had folks who are harassing them because
they look cool.
Right, they look awesome though. But unfortunately, church folks have been harassing them, calling them demonic.
They're Buddhists.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of folks have been harassing them. One of the monks, I forget his name, but unfortunately, he was actually hit by a car.
Ooh.
And yeah, his leg was amputated, and he wasn't able to join back with the other monks until like a month later.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, he still technically walks with them, just in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were very happy to have him back
No.
because they were probably just worried sick about him, you know. But it's been really touching to see all these folks from different backgrounds coming out to see these monks and like giving them like offerings essentially because they can't ask for anything. So like anyone in the state of Virginia who sees these monks, they literally they live off of the goodwill of others.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to ask you for food, but if like you give them a water bottle and a sandwich, they are going to gladly accept it, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's really nice to see all these folks from different backgrounds, like, you know, giving them flowers, you know, giving them food, giving dog food for the dog that they have. And actually, that was a sweet story about the dog. The dog was actually a street dog from Calcutta, India, that they just kind of like rescued and adopted because the dog kept following them wherever they went, and they're like, you know what, you're our dog now. So they brought the dog back to the United States from Calcutta.
Nice.
But yeah, it is nice to see the monks getting mostly good, you know, reception.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I did see one video of a cop who, an Asian cop who literally was on his knees crying because he was very like moved to see them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of the Buddhist faith who are.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when I looked them up, I saw a picture of a woman crying at their approach. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of Buddhists in the country have never actually seen their faith leaders, and so
Right.
for them, it's an incredible opportunity.
I do like how the leader of that particular group has all like these different sheriff badges from different states. It's like this is the head, this is the spiritual leader. He's collected all the badges like Pokemon.
Yes, he's like, these are all my talismans.
Pretty much.
Speaking of faith leaders, though, I mean, I really appreciate what the Buddhist monks are doing, but the regime is not going to pay attention to anyone but someone of the Christian and Catholic faith. And the person of highest authority in the Catholic Church in the United States is also calling for protest. And calling for the abolishment of ICE.
It's wild that Catholicism is becoming woke now.
Right.
Like, what?
I mean, that shows you how ass backwards our country has gotten. Like,
right.
The Catholic Church is more woke than us. Okay.
It's like, what are we? Are we the baddies? Like that one meme.
Yeah. But he's a friend of Pope Leo, and yeah, he went on PBS and talked about he wants calling for the abolishment of ICE, calling for protests, and calling for the other cardinals and like Catholic leaders in the nation to join. So it's crazy to see, like, and of course there's James Tallarico in Texas, who's a fucking Christian pastor.
And he makes more sense than half of these assholes in fucking DC.
And so it's crazy to see all these like religious leaders and faith and faith leaders and everything just come together against the regime, like collectively. Because like that's not something I usually expect. I mean, especially with Christianity and Catholicism, I would expect them to like enjoy what's happening right now.
Right.
But I guess really the ones who are enjoying it are evangelicals.
Oh yeah, because they twist the Christian faith. Because I've had to explain this to my mother. It's like it's like no matter what religion it is, there's got to be a derivative of it that's twisted to hell. Case in point, you have regular base Christianity, and then you have the shit that like Warren Jeff does, where he literally twists shit from the Bible to make it so he can marry 10-year-olds, like, you know.
And there have been sects of Buddhism that have, you know, gone to war and conquered other regions. So yeah, but at the same time, like, for me, I'm just like, wait, what?
It's like the Catholics finally remembered that who was the OG protester? Jesus Christ.
Right. I mean, you want to
he
talk
literally
about
flipped tables.
If you want to talk about civil disobedience, he was all about that.
He fucking flipped tables, man. He wasn't gonna stand for no shit.
I mean, my knowledge of the Bible is sketchy because I've never read said Bible, but I think he also led marches and was very outspoken.
He hung out with everybody, from the criminals to the prostitutes to, you know, the destitute, the poor. He talked to everybody. He was friends with everybody.
Yeah, he was. And so it's just like, you want to talk about civil disobedience and nonviolent but not peaceful resistance. He's actually a good model for that. And like I said, James Tallarico talks about that. In fact, that's one of the things he talks about on his campaign, is about how Jesus was kind but not nice.
Exactly. Which you can do that as a person. You can be kind, but you don't have to be nice all the time. Flip them tables.
But anyway, yeah, it's like it is just crazy to suddenly see fucking like Catholics, Buddhists, and Christians suddenly rising up collectively against the authoritarians, the fascists. And what a wild time we live in for that to be happening.
For real.
I mean, welcome aboard.
Welcome to the resistance. What took you so long to fuck?
Right. I still want y'all to address your abuse allegations, but
oh, definitely.
You're taking a step in the right direction.
Exactly.
There's been so much going on.
Oh my god.
Did you confirm you were the one who said the thing about Maxwell, right?
Which Maxwell?
I can never pronounce her fucking first name.
Oh, Ghislaine? Yeah, I believe it's pronounced Ghislaine. It's fucking weird. What about her? Because there's a lot of things about her.
I don't know. I saw somewhere, and I can't remember if I heard it from you or if I saw it somewhere, that she like spilled some tea on a bunch of powerful. I want to say the number was exactly 25 powerful men.
I heard something about that.
To stay silent.
I heard a little bit about that, yeah. And there's theories that Trump's one of them.
Oh, yeah. I would not be surprised in the least. In fact, I expect him to be.
I can see her definitely saying that, because that's spilling the tea without spilling the tea, if you know what I mean. Like giving you a little bit of breadcrumbs, like keeping you interested. And that's very smart for her to do, because, you know, she's a pedophile, fucking groomer. They're usually very manipulative. Case in point, look at the fucking White House.
Well, I'm sure she's trolling Trump with that because Trump keeps wanting everybody to forget that.
Mm-hmm. And he keeps getting fucking pissed off when everybody brings it back up.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's like, dude, if you really aren't in the files, fucking release them. Prove that you're innocent. Just be like, look, my name's not in here at all.
You have nothing to fear if you have nothing to hide.
Exactly. It's like at that point, I would actually believe that he wasn't in the files. But now with his behavior, it's like, yeah, you're definitely in the fucking files, you liar.
Mm-hmm. And I love how MAGA's like, well, what if Clinton is in there? Like, it's a gotcha moment. It's just like, fuck him too.
It's like, y'all think that we think Bill Clinton's a saint? Hell no.
Yeah.
That dude fucking cheated on his wife.
And also, it's just like, no, we don't compromise when it comes to that thing. No, if you're abused children, go fuck yourself. Right off
Exactly.
to jail. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care what I thought of you before.
Exactly. I mean, it's like I've told you about this story, but there was in my area there was this one beloved I want to say fire captain. He was up there in ranks and been with the department for decades. Come to find out that he was touching children, and holy shit, the whole like fire department community in my area completely disowned him. Like he literally became a pariah overnight.
Good.
Absolutely nobody would talk to him. Which I think honestly he's probably dead now, but yeah, good riddance, dude.
Yeah. But it is just like they're always like, oh well, what if Clinton, what if a Democrat's in there? And I'm like, you say that like that's a red line that I'll let be crossed. No.
Mm.
If you're in the Epstein files, you deserve to go to jail. No exceptions. I don't care who you are. I don't care what I thought of you before I found out. You need to go to jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have noticed that as they're trying to do a gotcha moment, because they've even gone to say, what if your favorite celebrity's in there? I'm like, if Ethan Hawke's in there, I'm going to have a mourning period, yes. Then I'm going to be fucking angry as shit. But then, then the disownment will come. It's just I have to go through the grieving process.
Yeah. It's just like, no, I don't make exceptions when it comes to that. I don't understand why you guys do.
Right. It's like we do have a line that we do not cross, unlike you guys. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, they're like trying to use that as a gotcha moment implies that they would make an exception if it was somebody they liked.
Actually, another good example is Nicki Minaj. I liked her music. But then, come to find out that
she's a frothing mad Trumpy.
Mm-hmm. And also her brother and her husband are both convicted of sexual violence against both, I think, children and adults. One of them is definitely children.
I knew I didn't like her. I remember when she came.
But she's like a romp like Trumpy now. I'm like, girl, you sold yourself out like completely. Like,
no, when she first came on the scene, I just knew I did not like her. There was something about her that I just hated. And that's why I never understood why she got so famous.
Yeah, it's like, come to find out she's a pedo sympathizer.
Yeah, and now it's just like, oh, so my vibes were correct. You're like,
why did I have to be right?
Yeah, I hate being right. I would love to be wrong.
One of these days. I mean, that was me.
Completely wrong. I would love to be wrong about everything. In fact, I want to be Jon Snow. I want to know nothing about anything.
Right.
But instead, I feel like a fucking Cassandra.
Are we sure you're not the clairvoyant one at this point?
Right. But yeah, it's like when Nicki Minaj came out as a full-on Trumpy, I was like, I knew I didn't like her for some reason. And now I know why, because she's a fucking fascist.
I mean, at one point there was this concert series. I don't know if it's still going to be performed, but it was one very MAGA-backed one, essentially. And Ludacris was on the playbill, and I was just like, "Excuse me!" Like, I was fucking mad. Then I just kind of forgot about it for a couple of days, and then I find out that he decided to cancel his appearance during that concert tour. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you understood real quick that your fucking fans will fucking leave your shit.
Yeah.
So he quickly corrected himself.
Well, Nicki has turned out to be a ride or die kind of Trump.
Oh, God.
Nicki Minaj.
Careful, Nicki. You're technically an immigrant because you're from Trinidad and Tobago. So don't piss off Trump. He might deport you. No joke.
I don't really care what happens to her at this point.
Yeah. You're like, I am very indifferent.
She has enough money to stay on his good side.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I watched an interview of his niece earlier, Mary Trump, and she talked about how in their family, money replaced everything. It replaced love. It replaced care. It replaced happiness. If you had money, if you had wealth, you were more of a person. And if you gave that away, that made you less powerful and the other person more powerful. Which is a dangerous psychology to have if you're in power like Trump is. But it speaks to why he doesn't really go after folks who are successful, who are wealthy. And why it's very hard to get on his bad side if you have money.
I mean, yeah, he fucking took back Elon. He took back fucking Elon Musk after what, a couple months?
Yeah. And so I don't think anything's going to happen to Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, fair.
She's too successful and too wealthy for him to have a problem with. But yeah, it's just like I knew I didn't like her, even back when she first came out. When I was like a tweenager.
You're like when I was a wee child.
When I was knee high to a grasshopper, I just knew.
I just knew that girl was no good.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of that Midwestern came out shit. Okay, it is wild though that we're starting to see some of Hollywood start to speak up. I mean, obviously, Mark Ruffalo fucking got fired from Disney because of his views on Palestine and ICE.
Disney's
they're shooting themselves in the leg.
they're shooting themselves in the leg, knees, steadily moving up to their head.
But I do appreciate like almost every single interview that Mark Ruffalo gives. He immediately talks about either Palestine or ICE. Then he gets down to whatever film he's supporting.
So Iran is in a full media blackout right now. Barely anything, if anything at all, is coming out of there. Thousands of protesters are dead. Please keep them in your thoughts. I certainly keep them in mind, because they are facing an even steeper battle than we are.
Oh yeah,
we are at the beginnings of authoritarianism. Their authoritarian regime has been in power for decades.
Since the 70s, right?
Yes, since 1975. So they are facing a much steeper uphill battle than we are. And they're throwing themselves against it. And so keep them in your thoughts. They're really trying this time. They are really seriously trying to bring the regime down. And they deserve to be free. Same with Gaza.
Most definitely.
Same with Gaza. Gaza also deserves to be free, as does the rest of Palestine. So basically, keep the Middle East in your thoughts, because the conflict here is most certainly not the only conflict going on in the world.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But it is nice though to see more, folks in privilege speaking out about like I told you the other night about fucking Ethan Hawke giving an interview about his thoughts on what's been going on in Minneapolis, and he's like, honestly, I'm scared to speak out, and I'm like, dude, it's okay to be scared.
Yeah, it's okay to be scared, just so long as you still find a way to take action. Like, there's a quote that I love from Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, and it is, do the scary thing first and be scared afterwards. And it's okay to be scared. We're living in a really scary time. I think everybody is scared. But you can't be paralyzed from it. You have to do that fear. You can do something with it. You can do something with that fear. You can do something with that energy. Because that fear ultimately is stemming from a place of helplessness, but that sense of helplessness comes from a place of righteousness, about feeling like this idea that you can't do something, but that also implies that you want to do something. Somewhere deep inside you want to do something. And so it's okay to be scared. It's okay to, you need to acknowledge that, but you also need to step into action once you've come to terms with that fear. And especially if you're in a place of privilege.
Oh, yeah.
Ethan Hawke is a perfect example. Wealthy, middle-aged white man who is cishet. Pretty much the most privileged position you can be in the United States. And so it's very important for folks like him to speak out, Mark Ruffalo to speak out, and ideally put themselves on the front lines.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Good Lord, is an episode of Cops filming outside your house? Jesus.
Oh, yeah, sometimes it takes 15 minutes for a ton of sirens to pass because I live by a main road.
I was just like, God damn, what kind of bad call is that? Shit.
Oh, yeah, welcome to my life.
I mean, I'm used to it, but I'm not used to it on your end.
I remember one, it's just which sirens? Yes. Oh, they suddenly stopped. I guess whatever happened is nearby.
Either nearby or they have a dead body. Who fucking knows at this point? Or maybe it was a non-emergency. There's a bunch of reasons why ambulance or fire engine would cut their sirens, but maybe not their lights.
I felt a little embarrassed when the ambulance came, even though I was having a bit of a medical emergency. I was still.
You were having a legit medical emergency, so it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
When I came out, I was just sorry for causing a scene, everybody.
No joke. You were probably the easiest patient they had all day, probably all week. For them, you were probably a nice break.
Yeah, possibly. Because, I mean, I was they had to check their EKG machine several times to make sure it wasn't glitching.
Because, yeah, your heart was pounding that fucking fast.
Yeah.
They're like, is her fucking heart gonna explode? The hell? It's like she was as calm as could be, but her fucking heart was jackhammering. God damn.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, you seem perfectly fine, but your heart is going nuts. And I was like, well, and he was like, you should probably take her to the hospital. And I was just like, well, what do you suggest I do? And he was like, I could tell you to stay home and take a nice Epsom salt bath or something, but if it were up to me, I would take you to the hospital. And so I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's actually good to follow their advice versus like your like listening to your own advice, because they definitely have a little bit more insight medically to what might be going on versus inconvenience. Let's say.
And yeah, I got strapped onto the stretcher. It felt really weird because that thing lifts up.
Oh yeah, the stretcher.
I've never been that high off the ground while in a stretcher.
Right, it's fucking wild, right?
But yeah, it was like I felt a little self-conscious. I was like, sorry for causing a scene, everybody. My neighbor was like, are you all right? And I'm just like, I hope so.
You're like, I think so, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, I was shaky lizard.
Aw. But at least you had a good experience with, fire and EMS, which is always good when you have a good experience.
I need to go to the bathroom, so I will go do that.
That's right, y'all. We're going to listen to Zombie P. I'm kidding. Shaky lizard. God, that sounds like an Xbox gamer tag. Oh my goodness, my arm itches. So how you doing tonight, Kay? Yup, that's an Xbox gamer tag. Oh my god, yes. Oh, you're feeling meh? No, I gotcha. If my gamer tag on fucking Xbox wasn't already Stormy Lizard, I'd fucking have it a Shaky Lizard now. Actually, when was the last time I was even on my Xbox? I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago. Good lord, this week that I've been out of work since the fucking snowstorm. I'm surprised I didn't start playing more video games. But apparently I had plenty to do. Oh my goodness, my TV, what are you doing? There we go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You play. So the fuck does it say? I cannot read tonight. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would love to play the new Resident Evil game that should be coming out, I think in a few weeks, Resident Evil Requiem, because we get Leon Kennedy back, and I'm so happy. But I'm excited for that game. I still haven't finished Resident Evil Village yet. I still need to do that. It is funny though, when I mention to my coworkers about my tattoo, since it is Resident Evil 8 related. It's like, y'all play video games?
Okay, I'm back.
I was just mentioning a little bit ago the fuck ass like snowstorm like the entire United States got.
Oh, yeah. Stretch
Good
from
lord.
New York all the way to where I live.
Mm-hmm. God, that one map, it's like, yep, the tip is coming right at me. God damn it. And boy, did we get it. We're still icy and glazed over here.
I'm about to get a nor'easter, too.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Fuck.
It's just like, buckle up for round 2.
It's like I'm not ready. No more.
I yield.
Right.
I just remembered something though.
Mm-hmm.
The FBI recently raided Fulton County's election office in Georgia to look for evidence of fraud in the 2020 election. At least that's what they say. And I want to be clear about something. Folks be talking about quote unquote canceling elections. The president does not have the power to quote unquote cancel an election. During the Civil War, the United States was under martial law and we still had elections. The Insurrection Act says nothing about canceling elections. Now, does that mean he's not going to try to do everything in his power to diminish the vote? He's absolutely going to try. But don't let this notion of canceling elections get into your head, because he cannot do that. He will do everything else in his power to try and meddle with them, whether it's purging voter rolls, redistricting, military, voter intimidation and voter suppression. He will try and do all those things, but he cannot cancel the elections. And so anybody you see who is fear-mongering about that, don't listen to them.
Right, because they're talking out of their ass.
Yep.
Also, when you go to vote, take an air horn with you in case one of these folks try to harass you. Just blast it in their ears.
Yes. And also, when you go to vote, check your registration. Because, like I said, he may try and purge the voter rolls. In fact, his lapdog, Pam Bondi, tried to have Tim Walz hand over the voter rolls of Minnesota.
Right.
But what's hysterical, honestly, is that apparently Trump has been calling Democrats and asking for ideas about how to be more electable.
How the mighty have fallen.
Midterms.
Right. I think that's fucking hysterical.
It is. Oh, yeah. By the way, call your representatives in Congress and demand the government shutdown and defunding of DHS. And especially the abolishing of ICE. Because they're already showing signs that they are going to try and bitch out. And we need to hold their feet to the fire. The budget resolution is currently going to the Senate. And so call your senators and tell them, no, you can't bitch out. You need to be held accountable, and ICE needs to be held accountable.
One of mine, I'm going to have to literally cuss out at this point.
I saw him at the Senate trial for Marco Rubio, and he was, really puffing his chest, and I was just like, you have no room to speak on this. Sit your ass down.
It's like, little man, come on now.
It's like you have no right to have any bravado right now.
Right. It's like, oh, you're all big and bad now? The fuck? Like, go sit your ass back down. Get the other guy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there was that. There was the Senate hearing of Marco Rubio. Ugh, don't like that guy.
Me neither.
And neither does Ted Cruz.
Fucking Ted fucking Cruz. Oh, he's finally back from what, Laguna Beach, wherever the fuck he was from.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go to Cancun this time. He just went to California.
And when the Cancun cruise alarm goes off, you know the weather is going to be bad.
Yup.
Which, by the way, Abbott said that the power grid would not go out. 100,000 Texans would seem to disagree.
Right. Oh my God. He's another one where I'm like, I don't care if you're disabled. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, man.
Mm-hmm. I'd just be like, you know what, sir? I will wheel you right to the Grand Canyon.
Right. We'll let Jesus take the wheel. How about that?
But anyway, Ted Cruz recently. Sorry, guys, my brain is super slow because I have the stomach flu.
No, you're good. You're good.
He recently held a private meeting with donors, where he really spilled the tea on his actual thoughts about Trump and Vance. And he's a spineless coward. We all knew that. He was never gonna say this stuff to Trump's face. But what he said, I will say that he practically more than anyone has a pulse on the situation, in terms of his party. And he talked about how like Vance is Tucker Carlson's protege, and had very negative things to say about Trump, especially in regards to his economic policies. And apparently him and a few other, back in April of last year, him and a few other Republican senators tried to call Trump and convince him to pull back on the tariffs. And Ted Cruz laid it out that, you know, if things keep going south at this rate, you're going to lose the House, you're going to lose the Senate, and you're going to spend the rest of your presidency being impeached every single day. And Trump told him, fuck you. Trump was quote unquote in a very bad mood that day. He kept cussing everybody out, which also kind of shows how desperate he is. Probably because his health is declining. I saw something.
I know the other hand now is bruised. It's like, oh, they switched to another hand for the IV.
I saw one thing, and I like looked it up, and I haven't found anything else. But I saw it. It could have very easily been clickbait, but considering how badly Trump is deteriorating before our eyes, I wouldn't put it past him. But it talked about how he got in a confrontation with a doctor over a fatal diagnosis. But that channel was the only place I saw it, and so I would not take that too seriously, if at all. However, my guy is falling apart.
Right.
He's got a big old nasty bruise on his other hand.
The non-dominant hand. So it's not the one he's shaking hands with all day. So what the fuck is that, guys?
Hands with his left hand. Like,
right.
They didn't even bother to hide it this time, and man, that bruise was deep.
Yeah, it's gnarly. It was fairly fresh too.
Yeah. Like it was black. Let me look.
Because when you're the deep, dark blue, purple stage, it's pretty fresh. It's when you get down to the stage of like greens and yellows, that's when, you know, the
yeah, they didn't even bother covering it up this time.
With that
but
shitty
yeah,
makeup
it's
job?
an
God damn.
extremely deep bruise.
hmm
And oh, hold on. I want you to take a look at this. Kind of
Okay.
confirms what everybody's been saying, but it just extra confirms it. You can see an insertion point right in the middle.
I'll be damned. Yeah, that's where the fucking needle's going.
That's where the fucking needle went in. Exactly.
Yep, that is very fresh. Like within the past 24 to 48 hours, fresh.
Also, his hand looks a little swollen.
Yeah, it's poofy.
It's got some edema because I'm looking at the pictures of the bruises on his other hands, and his other hands, like these other pictures, look normal for a man of his age, but these ones, his hands look swollen. Yeah, his hands look swollen, which is another sign, guys, of congestive heart failure.
Yeah, because the hands of an almost 80-year-old man should not be that poofy.
So I'm gonna send you two photos.
So you have that. Like, what the fuck?
So this is the one of the bruise he had on his right hand, which they failed to cover up with makeup. And like that looks fairly normal. And this is of his hands recently. The bruise on his left.
Yeah, his right hand looks, at least texture-wise, more normal of a 78-year-old man than the other one.
Well, I mean, yeah, what I'm trying, but it looks like both of his hands are swollen. Does it not?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like, because we're doing some investigating, y'all.
Right.
Everybody knows that he had a bruise on his right hand last year. That was very thinly covered up with foundation. The one that they blamed on shaking hands. And looking at a picture of that bruise, his hands look fine for like normal for an 80-year-old man.
Right.
But we're now looking at the picture of the bruise on his left hand, which, guys, you can actually see. Actually, you know what? You should bring one of those pictures up and show folks. I mean, kind of a gruesome warning, but I'm going to finish my thought train before I go on a tangent. The pictures of his hands with the bruise on his left hand, his hands seem to be kind of swollen. Not quite as swollen as like King Charles's hands, but still more swollen than they used to be, which is a sign of edema, which from what we know of Trump could be a sign of congestive heart failure.
See, like those hands are way too smooth and way too poofy.
And also, if you guys investigate closer, you can actually see the insertion point of the needle that went into his hand at the center of the bruise.
Oh, shit. Oh, I had it there for a second. Oh, God, there we go. Yeah, right there. God, extreme close-up of the president's hand.
Yes.
we are the internet sleuths, just diagnosing them.
Yes, we are. But it's just like there's the insertion point right there. I don't know what kind of fucking nurses he has that he gets a massive fucking bruise like that from a needle, but like they put a needle in my hand and I didn't have a big old ugly bruise like that.
Right.
But
it's like, did he do it himself? Like, what the fuck?
Right. But yeah, his hand, like you can see the insertion point of the needle. No hiding that now. But also his hand looks noticeably more swollen than it did previously. And now if it was just his left hand, you could pass that off as a consequence of the bruise or whatever. But I found another picture of showing both of his hands, and they both look more swollen than they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So our guy, something's going on.
Yep.
And edema, edema can mean a lot of things, but
Try to get out of here. Oh my god.
considering what we know, what is public about the president's health, quite possible that this may be congestive heart failure.
Mm-hmm.
Because that can also result in edema. Because fluid will build up in your limbs. But that's why he has cankles.
Exactly. So yeah, he's not doing very well. Hence why it feels like everything is being speed run, because it is.
Yeah. Everything is being speed run, including his life.
Yeah, yep. Death's like, come on now, we gotta pick up the pace.
Mm-hmm.
I got another appointment, let's go.
But yeah, we are so deeply concerned for his health. That's why we bring it up.
I've gotten into the habit of referring to him as dear leader when I'm talking to my mom. And she's like, stop that. You're making him sound like he's from North Korea. I'm like, well,
right.
About that. I was like, but dear leader said that we have, gas for $1.99 when it's really $4 fucking dollars.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, y'all can see it. Trump is falling apart. Got edema in his hands, got a big old nasty bruise that we can tell had a fucking needle in it. And I have to admit, I don't know what kind of fucking nurse he was dealing with. Because, I have grandparents, and they have been in the hospital, and they have not had a big monstrous bruise like that from a IV insertion.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I just thought of this. They may be trying to drain the fluid from his hands.
Oh, that's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
That could also cause the bruising, too.
That could cause the bruising, for sure. And because to me, it would seem kind of for me, it's understandable. I have difficult veins. And so a lot of times folks are only able to put needles in my hands. But it doesn't make a lot of sense for him. His veins are perfectly visible.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Even with the edema. And so it's just for a needle to be put in his hand, there's a chance that they're trying to drain the fluid from his hands to make them have the appearance of looking normal. Though I wouldn't exactly call that normal.
Yeah.
Still, because you can kind of see that his hands are a little swollen. And so there's our sleuth theories. You can probably take the image of the nasty bruise off the screen now.
No, it's all good. No, I was just thinking, I'm like, that looks like a bad fucking funeral director cover-up job for a body.
Well, they didn't even bother to cover it up at all.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, fuck it.
What else have we got?
Oh yeah, the fucking Oscars coming up. My fucking mom's response to, Hawk's nomination for lead actor in Blue Moon, and then I read her the rest of the list. She was like, "Oh, the ugly guy's back." I'm like, "Yep." The ugly guy, aka Timothy fucking Chalamet.
Yep, ugly inside and out.
Right.
Excuse me.
I love it though how one of my friends that I've been friends with since high school, for for who she wants to win for best male actor is Michael B. Jordan. I want Ethan Hawke, and it's funny because her thing is flipped. She's like, okay, if Michael B. doesn't win, I want Ethan to win. I'm like, all right, bet. If Ethan doesn't win, I want Michael B. to win. Because I'd rather have him beat up by someone with actual talent, you know?
Yeah. And I would love that.
And I want Ryan Coogler to win Best Director because he'll be the very first black male director to win the award, like in history.
Sweet. I hope he wins too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. It's been a while now where I've considered the Oscars kind of illegitimate.
Yeah.
Because they almost always elect what is known as Oscar bait.
Mm-hmm.
And not movies that are like genuinely appraised.
Right.
Though I still need to watch The Beekeepers. Is that on YouTube? Or it's not like, oh, what was that movie that he was in? Right, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, because like with the fucking Golden Globes, I don't get how fucking Chalamet could outbeat fucking Leonardo DiCaprio and fucking Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
Like that on its own is kind of sus. It's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, Clooney's wife has been forbidden from entering the U.S. because she's been building. She's a lawyer, and she's been working on the case of bringing the war crimes of Israel to the ICC.
So that does make her public enemy number one.
And this happened during the Biden administration.
Interesting.
But yeah, she's forbidden from entering the United States. And Ethan Hawke has been tacitly outspoken up to this point.
He's starting to get a little bit more vocal, but yeah, his first vocalization about Trump didn't, call him, anything horrific, but he said there's been plenty of greedy folks throughout history, implying that Trump's greedy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that may have also cost him at least a decent shot at the fucking, Golden Globe.
But yeah, Timothy Chalamet is a simp for Israel, and so pretty sure that's what was going on.
Right. Benny Yahoo is like, I like this kid.
And if you guys think that's a bit of a conspiracy theory, I want to say there was a Palestinian actress, I believe, who was banned from attending the Oscars. Or no, it was something else. I think it was the Golden Globes. I don't know. I don't keep up with this stuff, but I do know that the Western powers do what they can to suppress dissent when it comes to Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, the UK has listed Palestine Action as a terrorist group. And Germany has banned the term "from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." They have literally banned the term, and you will be arrested if you say it.
Oh, God.
And then we have the United States. So, yeah.
Oh. I just read something on Facebook because, I follow David Howard Thornton, And apparently he was at a signing, and just down the road there was an ice raid happening, and he was scared for any of the fans that may have been waiting in line outside to get in,
Yeah.
that they were going to get nabbed up. Yeah, that's rough. I wonder which convention, though. That's my question.
I would have been like, bring them all in, all of them right now.
Right, it's like, bring in all the fans. We're gonna get real cozy right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all right, boys and girls, we're gonna ride this out.
Yep. I mean, that's what I would have done. I'd just
Right,
be like, bring them all inside and lock the doors.
Mm-hmm. It's like, don't worry, everybody's gonna get their stuff signed.
Yeah.
It's like, we're just gonna hang out and be real friendly for a little bit.
Yeah, just like we're gonna imitate sardines, but it's better than, being deported.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, why were you deported? I wanted to get Arthur Cloud's signature. Damn it. Oh, damn it. Where is that post? I could actually recommend that to him. Oh, fuck. All right, the next time I find that post.
Yeah, because at that point, I mean, even if the convention company disagrees, I would just be like, fine, fire me.
Right. It's like, you want to drop me as a talent to come by your fucking thing? Yeah, bye.
Yeah.
Because at that point, it's just basic humanity. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, at that point, it's just basic humanity trying to protect these folks from getting nabbed.
Mm-hmm. Or worse, murdered, you know? Yeah, fucking tough ass times. Fucking not too far north of me, apparently, there was a altercation with ICE at at a grocery store. Like, they were trying to nab somebody, but the person fought back and threw a punch and hit one of the officers in the face. Which, hey, at that point, is self-defense if you're being abducted. Unlawfully abducted, or yeah, it's all unlawful. But I'm just like, oof. Started getting a little too close to home. Well, that's what happens when you live within spitting distance of the White House.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no safe way to resist fascism, and there's no safe way to not resist it. ICE is Trump's Gestapo, and they abduct who he says they should abduct. They mostly go after black and brown folks, but clearly, if you're a white person, you're not safe either.
Right. Goodness. And we're barely into the new year, y'all. We're still in January.
That's why it's just like speed running into fascism. And I saw somebody, I don't know if I talked about this last week, but I saw somebody make a point of like, this may be a sign. I mean, two things. One, we are dealing with a cult, and I can't believe I forgot about this, but she was right. About how they're trying, every cult needs an apocalypse, and they're trying to create one in Minnesota, which is kind of the end game of any cult, really. And number two, this could also be a sign that things are really not going well for Trump, and everybody in his circle realizes that they're about to lose their figurehead, the one that keeps the MAGA movement together. And so, like, this is really bad, but also might be good.
Right. It's like, only time will tell.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? Don't let that make you think, okay, everything will be fine. No, you have to make it fine.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just wait for it to be fine. You have to actively try and make it fine.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
However, you can still hope that something will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Christine and I were talking last night about the military, how the military is most assuredly not happy with what's going on right now, and they will definitely not like being used as a toy.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, those folks didn't sign up to be a toy. I mean, technically they did, but that was not their mindset.
Yeah.
And how if he deploys the military on U.S. citizens, it's not going. There is a definite chance that it's not going to have the desired effect.
Mm-hmm.
And a veteran put it as a malicious compliance.
Mm-hmm.
About how they will do the barest of minimum. And the pictures of the National Guard picking up trash, that was actually ordered by their commander to make Trump look like a fool.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, this is what they want us to do. We're going to make sure everybody sees it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Marines in LA were so unhappy with, or so insanely bored that they protested by shitting in the shower.
That's such a Marine thing to do, though.
Yeah.
It's like, them boys and girls are fucking unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the women that are in the Marines are even more fucking batshit insane than the men.
Right.
Because they've had to learn and to adapt to, you know, being around Marine men.
Yep. I mean, there's definitely some Marine women who will deck your ass.
I've met some of these women. Yes, they are frightening.
I mean, it's not the U.S. Marines, but I'll never forget this video of, was she a drill sergeant? She was like at least a captain, like a drill sergeant or a captain. And a guy tried to steal her purse, and oh boy, he learned that was a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
she may have been in slippers and a short dress, but my God, she fucking kicked his ass.
That's the thing that from what I've seen, there's two different types of women in the military. There's the ones that are jacked, that are visibly, you know, beefy, and you know that they can, you know, kick your ass. And then there's the women that look, you know, fairly, you know, normal at first, until you actually get into a fight with them. And then, they fucking deck you.
Yeah, this woman, she was in the Italian military, and she was just beating the absolute shit out of this guy. Like,
hell yeah, lady.
Yeah. She grabbed his head and just started punching him repeatedly in the face, then threw him onto the car and started kicking him. And he tried to run
wasn't even expecting all that shit.
And pulled him back and slammed him on the car.
My God, that's awesome.
It's just like he learned real quick.
I remember there's a fucking video that came out a few months ago of a woman. I think she was vacationing in somewhere in the EU. I want to say it was either Italy or France. And, you know, of course, in the EU, the pickpocketing is usually the big problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this woman got pickpocketed, but she immediately saw her pickpocketer, grabbed her, and literally did not let go of her, like holding her hostage. She's like, I'm going to hold on to you until you give me back, you know, my wallet or whatever she took. And the pickpocketer is like freaking the fuck out, trying to get the police to help them. And everybody around them is like, what the fuck? Because they never see anyone confront the pickpocketers.
Yeah.
They're just like, holy shit, this American lady's crazy. But yeah, after a bit of a struggle, the pickpocketer ended up just giving up and giving back the lady her stuff. But she was legitimately shook that the lady fought back. Like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably do the same. If I catch a pickpocket, I'm decking them.
And that does bring it to another point, is that there's a potential that ICE could be humbled real quick.
Mm-hmm. Itchy leg.
That made me think of Rex. I fucking love Rex from Mass Effect.
No.
If y'all have not played Mass Effect, there's this character in Mass Effect called Rex. And he's a Krogan, which is basically like an ankylosaur looking dude. And I love him because he always says the quiet part out loud. And that's one of the things. It's just like, because they have bigger guns.
Right. My goodness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Yeah. Not much, but yeah, it's barely. We're still in January, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how the rest of the year is gonna go, but boy, it's been interesting so far.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord. But yeah, until next week. See y'all. Bye.
Bye, everybody.